The impacts of watching violent movies on teenagers. Hi, dear friends. Do you like watching movies? Me too. I like it. And do you like watching violent movies? Have you watched the American movies just like Kill Bill, 300, First Blood, The Expendables, Sword, and so on? Have you watched the Japanese movies as Zero or Hong Kong movies, Prison on Fail, A Better Tomorrow? They are all very well-known violent movies. Do you like this type of movie? How will you feel after watching them? Do you know their harm to teenagers? Today, we're going to discuss this issue. A study found watching violent movies not only stimulates teenagers' desire to commit crime, but also affects the health of teenagers. First part, we will discuss watching violent movies can stimulate teenagers' desire to commit crime. Watching the murder scene in the movie can stimulate the teenagers' desire for crime. Young offenders seem to dress as if following a script from a movie. I will take the Beijing broken cops case in 2013 as an example. Hou Ruihua is a teenager in Beijing who liked to watch violent movies. He couldn't find a suitable job after graduating from university. He changed jobs frequently, and his emotion was unstable. The girl Yu Hui is a friend of Hou Ruihua. One day, he was in a bad mood with her boyfriend, so he came to find Hou Ruihua for showering. With the influence of watching violent movies, while they are chatting, suddenly the idea of wanting to kill the girl Yu Hui came up. And finally, he strangled the girl Yu Hui to death with a belt. Because of the influence of violent movies, the lives of two young people were ruined. On the other hand, watching erotic content in movies will arouse the desire of teenagers to imitate. Young boys tend to access pornographic and end up raping women. I want to share a case that happened in Korea. South Korean young Jin Zhande likes to watch pornographic movies. One day, in 2010, after he watched 51 children's pornographic movies continuously, he could not control himself and finally raped a primary school student. We can know from the shared cases, watching violent movie can stimulate teenagers' desire to commit crime. Next part, we will discuss watching violent movies affects the health of teenagers. We all know that movie watching has been associated with an increased risk for obesity. Weight gain is potentially promoted due to the sedentary aspect of watching movies. And watching violent movies can cause anxiety among teenagers. Teenagers' blood pressure and heart rate will be affected by violent movies, which will affect the health of teenagers. At the same time, when they feel anxiety, the energy intake will increase. As snacking, eating alone, impulsive eating. So teenagers who like to watch violent movies will become fatter and fatter. From the showing above, we can know that watching violent movies not only stimulates teenagers' desire to commit crime, but also affects the health of teenagers. So now, what can we do to avoid these bad things happen? The film rating system is necessary. our society needs to establish the film rating system. The film rating system classifies movies according to factors such as sex, violence, drugs, and vulgar language in movie content, so that movies are clearly prohibited from being watched by teenagers. Many countries have established the film rating system, such as the United States or the United Kingdom, Japan, or Malaysia, or France, Singapore, Canada, or Hong Kong, and so on. But there are also many countries that have not been established this system, such as China and North Korea. This is what I share today, and I hope that it can help you realize the danger of violent movie to young people. I also hope that every country in the world can establish the film rating system. Thank you. That's all.